this tendency in Athens and in, I think, a lot of, mob rule kind of situations where the risks of getting into politics for people of talent and good intention are so high that the kind of cancel culture of the past is so high, and the critics and kind of challenging demagogues have so much leverage to take somebody down, that you just chase all the talent away and they go do other stuff. They go to Sparta like Alcibiades did, or they go into business, they go into politics. I think one of the things that we could do in the U.S., probably across the West, is make politics more honorable somehow, and make it not just about. I mean, obviously, like, politicians now have huge advantages to, as they always have, to enrich themselves kind of unjustly at the expense of various of the country. But if we make public service something that we honor in, and I think one of the ways that you do that is through examples, is through celebrating great figures of the past and the recent past, not just the ancient heroes like Plutarch, but we've really developed a culture where your education in any American statesman, for example, who wasn't maybe a far left freedom fighter, then they kind of get a pass. But basically, any statesman like the Washingtons or even the Lincolns, we're finding things that we don't like about them. They had slaves, or they said this about women, or whatever the case was, that they don't live up to some really rigorous presentist standard, and we kind of relegate them to the unacceptable. And because we're not able to celebrate them while also acknowledging their faults and how they kind of came up short. And Plutarch himself, as a celebrator of heroes, he will tell you where people made mistakes, where they had their downfall. And that's precisely, you can't really appreciate somebody's downfall or their faults and learn from them if you think they're just despicable and contemptible. It prevents you from really going deep enough that you can apply that lesson to yourself, typically, because you don't see yourself in them. And I think that we've really gotten away from this and kind of destroyed our culture of heroes for much of European history and American history. The Greeks and the Romans kind of provide a paradigm of how to honor heroes.